Hey, Yesenia. Yesenia, trade, it says that the camera is inactive. I'm like, I can check people in. Do you know how to check people in? Okay.
The way it was just working.
Uh,
I can do that.
okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Tell me what I can do. Oh, it is? Oh, okay. Sorry, I just thought it said camera inactive. Oh, maybe it just needed a minute. Does it look okay? It's okay.
There's a bit of a lag statement. Oh, it's perfect. Yeah.
It's okay. Oh, so there's a time lapse?
Yeah, there's a bit of a delay.
Weird. Okay, I'll just have to like not look over there. Did I leave my water here?
The volume is down, but I've muted it on both devices so that there's no echo.
Okay.
But if you get any messages, you'll see them over here. You'll also see them here, but
Okay.
if you want to keep this with you.
Okay. I feel like I'm not going to have the bandwidth to do
Don't even worry about it.
Okay, I'm just going to leave it over here. Do I need to unmute anything? Or, okay, everything's ready to go?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. I'll be here just in case.
Okay, thanks. How's the temperature in here? I mean, we are going to get moving. It was like cool at first. It's okay?
It was cooler, but I feel like it's
It's better now? Okay. You know, I don't like it. You know, I don't like a chill. I don't want the chill in the air. I'm very different from Mariel in that way. Yeah.
I'm pregnant. It's very early though. Congratulations. Thank you. Is there anything I should avoid today? I mostly just feel sick all the time, so I may have to like.
Yeah. Okay. No.
Okay.
I would just say like listen to your body. Like if you feel tired and you need to.
Just take a break.
Exactly, right, or like modify as needed.
Okay.
But at this point in the game, there's nothing physically that you should, we're not doing like any deep twisting. We're doing like a little bit of core and some twisting, but nothing that's contraindicated at this point. Yeah, it's not till you get to like the middle that it becomes, yeah.
Thanks.
Are we practicing in jeans? I love it. I love a yoga practice in jeans. Are some of you on call? Oh, okay.
Or relaxing.
Yeah, no. Yeah. Yeah, so for the regulars in the room, we actually are streaming today. Just FYI. So I'm not going to be walking around. I'm like tethered to my mat today. But it'll be nice to practice with you all. Hi, Hannah and Vivian. Yep, just the usual suspects. Hi, Fran. How are you? We're actually streaming today.
Huh?
We're streaming today.
Oh, really?
So, yeah.
Something new?
Yeah, I just like to let people who come to the front know. It's
Yeah.
like depending
Do
on
you
where you
hate
put your
it?
mat. No, this is my first time doing it actually, and I
thought
think
so.
yeah, the most challenging thing for me is like I like to walk around the room and touch
Right.
people,
Yeah.
and I have to teach on my mat. So that's gonna be
I'll go all the way over here.
okay. Oh, nice. Oh, I heard it's a really big weekend. And Ava, Berkshire and Ava, that's amazing.
Out of 52 weekends in the year, they had
The same one, right? At least it's not the same day.
people. Right.
Because that would be a real doozy. That'd be rough. Hi. Oh, I'm good. I'm happy to see you. How are you doing?
I'm doing well.
Okay.
Greece.
Woo, woo. Oh, I'm so excited.
Me too. I just followed. Oh, sorry. I followed the hotel yesterday.
Oh.
Their stories.
Uh-huh. Nice. It's going to be amazing. I don't quite have it, like I haven't fully realized that it's happening, but I'm excited. Like every week that goes by, I'm like, oh my gosh, only 7 more weeks, however long. But I think it's a little more than that. But May, June, yeah, it's like 8 weeks or something like that, maybe, yeah. Me. No, I don't think so.
No.
My surgeon is going.
Huh?
My surgeon is going. No, I don't think so. I don't think so. I remember when I first told Paul we were going, I was like, listen, Mariel and I are going to Greece for a yoga retreat. He was like, are the husbands and the kids coming also? I was like, no, sorry. Sorry.
Well, we did take
You're-
Priya to Costa Rica.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome.
But, is it sold out now?
No, I think we have 6 more spots. Yeah.
So what happens?
Hopefully, we'll be a little bit out of pocket.
Huh?
We'll be a little bit out of
Oh,
but but we're still going, and I don't know that the studio will make money, but it'll be a wonderful experience.
oh yeah.
So.
I would go, but I'm going.
Yeah.
You know?
Could get my mom to come. Just
Yeah.
kidding. I'm not sure that I don't think they're really traveling right now. Hi, for the friends online, we will be starting shortly. Hi. Good. How's it going? Do we? Excuse me. Do we all have 2 straps? Sorry, 1 strap, 2 blocks, and a blanket.
Oh,
Yeah, just in case for like padding.
I usually get one. I just We go to the mountains again? Gigi told me.
Yes, to the Catskills.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be nice.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
It's only like 6 more weeks till the end of school or something like that.
Less.
Yeah, 5. Yeah.
Because we're already in the middle of May.
Yeah,
So it's like 5 months.
that's true. Hi. How are we doing? Okay. Does it feel okay in here? It's okay. We're in that like time of year where you're never really sure who's showing up to the party. Like, is it hot? Is it cold? Is it dry? Is it wet? Anyway, so for the friends in the room who are regulars, we are doing something a little unusual today, which is streaming. So I will be mostly on my mat, which makes me a little sad because I like to walk around and be with you and be able to touch you. But it's just for today, and it is in honor of Nurses Day. So this past Tuesday, May 6th, do we have nurses live in the room? I know we have a few online. Okay, whoop whoop. This past Tuesday, May 6th, was Nurses Day, and it holds a very special place in my heart because I'm a cancer survivor for almost 20 years now. And it was really through that experience that my eyes were opened to just how much nurses are the pillar and the heart and the soul of the medical industry. And I think it takes a very special person to be a nurse because, as we all know, patient outcomes don't always go the way that we hope. And one of the things that makes a nurse a good nurse is not only medical knowledge, but bedside manner. And to me, this is one of the ways where the field of nursing and both the teaching and the practice of yoga intersect, is that you are tending to your own and somebody else's not only physical body, but energy body and emotional body. And when I think of what is required of that, the first word that comes to my mind is courage. And when you look at the English word courage, it comes from the French root coeur, which is heart, and the suffix age means to engage. So it's just a practice of engaging the heart. So in honor of that, probably no surprise for those of you who practice with me regularly, but we are going to be moving into a heart opening practice, AKA some back bending. Now, in order to bend our spines in this kind of unusual way, we need to be able to access the muscles that support our trunk. So the rib cage, the pelvis, and the spine. So it's not only going to be like loosey-goosey bending backwards, but definitely a certain amount of muscle engagement and pulling into the center. So we'll start in heart bench, which will require one block at about mid-height, directly underneath your shoulder blades, and then another block at tower height under your head. And if you could please spin around so that when you lie down, your heads are pointing towards me. That will make things easier a little bit later on. And so take the time that you need. The block should not be digging into you in any way. It should be quite comfortable. And then position the arms slightly out to the sides. The elbows should be resting easily on the floor, so not so far out and up that the arms feel stiff. But the further out you take your arms, the more of an opening you'll receive across the chest area. And there could be, as many variations as there are people in the room. And just let your legs soften and fall away from the center line. And keep your eyes open to start. And just soften your gaze, soften your eyes. So rather than straining to look up at the ceiling, it's as though the image of the ceiling was falling down into your vision. So you feel that sense of weight of the eyes in their sockets. And then if you'd like, you can close your eyes, soften the jaw, and make contact with your breath. And as the breath moves in through the nostrils, down inside the body, there should be this circumferential expansion. Like you're broadening across the back ribs, the abdomen, the side waist. And with the exhale, everything narrows. So just taking a few moments to establish the dynamics of your breath, the rate of your breath, not too fast, not too slow. And just one more cycle of breath like this. And soft, easy inhale, expanding up through the belly, wide through the ribs. And a nice equal exhale, feeling a little bit of contraction, that narrowing of the waistline. And then blink your eyes open and turn your palms to face down for a moment. And then draw the knees to point up towards the ceiling. So you're spinning the inseams of your legs towards the floor. Knees and toes point straight up. And then please point your toes and your ankles, maybe a little stretch through the tops of the feet. And then you'll flex. So curl your toes up towards the ceiling and press your legs into the floor. And we'll just toggle back and forth between this pointed foot and flexed foot. One more time. And the next time you flex your feet, you'll now circle them in opposite directions for 3. Good. And if the legs roll in and out as well, that's totally fine. Good. And then reverse for 3 more. Okay, and then come to that sort of mountain pose position in your legs. Knees and toes point straight up, soften the toes. Press the backs of your thighs into the ground. So you might feel a little bit more curvature in your lower spine. That's totally fine. And then lift your head off the block a little bit and interlace your hands together underneath your head. Angle your elbows about halfway up to the ceiling. So there's that kind of hollow feeling in the armpits. Relax the jaw and press the back of your head actively against your hands. So a little bit of tone through the back of the neck. Inhale here. And as you exhale, you're going to do a little crunch. Curl the head and shoulders up. Look down the front of the body. Corset the bottom ribs, the midsection, the frontal hip bones, and pull the pubic bone and the breastbone towards each other. And then as you inhale, you'll ease back towards the block. Not quite to 0 effort, but decreasing the effort. And then exhale, curl up. Find that little crunch, breastbone to the ceiling, eyes to the toes. Inhale, ease back. So it's 2 directions of movement. Exhale, there's that narrowing through the midsection, narrowing through the rib cage, and that the rib cage is pulling down to the pelvis. Good. We've got a few more here. Just to hold the legs steady, not in a way that makes them feel rigid, but in the way that gives them structure, right? Work the legs like they're pillars. 3 more. Seeing if you can find that just right amount of effort through the feet so they're not quite pointed, they're not flexed in a hard way, but that there is awareness all the way down to the tips of the toes. On this last one, you're going to curl up, stay up, reach both arms towards your feet. Squeeze your hands into fists, almost like you're holding a steering wheel, and see if you can curl up a millimeter higher. This is the in-breath. As you exhale, take your right arm up to the ceiling, maybe as far back by your ear. Feel how that increases load in the core. Inhale, reach the right arm forward, like sleepwalker arms, maybe curl up a little more at the bottom of your exhale. Can you stay there? Reach your left arm up by your ear. Exhale, pull the rib cage down, try not to let it flare. Inhale, reach the left arm forward, curl up a little higher. Exhale, both arms come to that overhead position, just as far up by the ears as you can. Try to change nothing else in your body, and we'll just hold steady here. For 3, feel the heat build. Stay present with your breath. Press your thighs back. Good. Howard, curl up a little bit higher. Pull your breastbone down. That's the way. 1 more breath. Bottom of the exhale. When you're empty, can you curl up a millimeter higher? Lower your arms down by your sides. Lie back and rest. Let your legs fall open. Good. And then lift and turn your head as far left as it'll easily go. Broaden through the right collarbone as you pull the right arm back into the floor. So just like a little more activity through that right arm. And then where you feel your head meet the block, press back into the block. Take a breath in there. Good, and then exhale, switch. Lift and turn your head to the right. Widen through the left collarbone and just press your left arm into the floor as you press your head into the block. Take a breath in there. And then exhale, turn back to neutral. Okay. Bend your knees, plant your feet. Roll onto your side, just enough that you could take the blocks out from underneath you, and then lie flat once again. Just have your blocks within arm's reach. Find any arm position that's comfortable and take your feet as wide apart as your mat. Allow for there to be a little bit of curvature in the lower spine. So if your lower back is completely flat on the ground, tip your pubic bone towards the floor between the inner thighs, and then drop both knees to your left. Drop both knees to the left as far as they'll go. Stay for the inhale. Breathe into any lines of length that you're aware of, that you feel. Exhale, unwind. Wrap your waistline back. Drop your legs to the right. Stay there for the in-breath. Breathing into that stretch sensation. 1 more time each side. Exhale through center and over to the left. Pinwheel pose. Inhale. Exhale, wrap your waistline back, unwind, drop your legs to the right. Inhale. Exhale, come through center. Now heel toe your feet closer together. Draw your knees into your chest and then take one of your cork blocks and place it between the upper inner thighs. Tabletop your legs and extend your arms out to the sides like a T. Palms face down, hands slightly below the shoulders. Squeeze the block and feather the toes. Good. Now the further towards the back wall you press your feet, the more core connection you're going to need. Good. That's it. So you're squeezing the block to the point where your feet aren't touching. They're like two parallel lines that'll never intersect. As you exhale, drop both legs to the right a little bit, and the floor is not the goal. It's just until you feel your core catch. Inhale, unwind through center. Feel both halves of the pelvis level on the floor. Exhale, dropping the legs to the left. Squeeze the block. The bottom leg has to squeeze up a little bit harder. Inhale through center. Exhale to the right. And you'll stay and breathe here for 3. Press the center back of your head into the ground. Stretch out through the arms. Exhale, 2. Same dynamics of breath. Every exhale, narrow through your waistline, your bottom ribs, your frontal hip bones. Inhale through center. Exhale, legs to the left. 2. 1 more. Give the block a good squeeze. Lift your legs through center. Lower your feet to the floor. Set the block aside and then heel toe your feet where you like them for bridge pose, about hips distance apart, arms all the way down by your side. You can even grab onto the outer edges of your mat. So first, a little pelvic tilt. So as you inhale, more curvature through the lower back. Tip your pubic bone towards the floor between the inner thighs. Exhale, push through your feet, squeeze your butt. Draw the pelvic floor in and up and find that same corseting action through the abdominal wall, that's sort of narrowing into the center. And as you inhale, lower down vertebrae by vertebrae. Notice where the weight is falling in your feet. Exhale, drive your heels down, squeeze your bottom up. Also press down through the big toe ball downs. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Trying to move mind, breath, and body together. Inhale, lower. One more time. Exhale, lift and hold. Hold it at height that feels like the appropriate amount of effort. You're trying to find that Goldilocks place of not too much effort, not too little. Squeeze through the rear. Press through the big toe ball mounds. Press your shoulders back. Pull your mat apart to get a little bit more stretch through the shoulders. Good. Tongue on the roof of the mouth, jaw soft. Couple more breaths. Expanding wide through the ribs on your inhale. Narrowing through the exhale, drawing the pelvic floor in and up. One more. Okay, lower all the way down. Flip over onto your belly. Take your block between your palms and have the elbows about underneath the shoulders. Press the tops of your feet into the floor. Little squeeze to your tush and press the tops of your feet down so that your kneecaps lift. Good. Press the wrists down, push the arms towards me. We're going to do a little inchworm up to a kneeling forearm plank. So as you exhale, look down the front of the body, pull the bottom ribs up, your belly button up, the front rim of your pelvis up. Stay for the inhale, lift so the head is in line with the rest of your spine. Exhale, lower your thighs, pelvis, belly. Inhale, Sphinx. Exhale, push the arms down and forward towards me as you look down the front of the body like a turtle moving into its shell. Draw inward and upward through the midsection. Stay there for the breath in. Can you open the airway, lift the chin away from the chest a little bit, and then exhale, lower. Pelvis, low belly, mid belly. Inhale, Sphinx. Exhale, push down and forward. Everything facing the floor lifts up away from it. Come to that kneeling forearm plank, stay. Inhale, put your head on top of it all. Tuck your right toes under. Exhale, straighten your right leg. Squeeze your right thigh, squeeze your right butt. Tuck your left toes under. Inhale, straighten your left leg. Squeeze your left thigh, squeeze your left butt cheek. Exhale, pull yourself together. Literally corset through the waist. Try to drag your elbows back towards your feet. That's 3. Hold steady. From the back of the heart, press down through the forearms. 2. One more breath. Stay. Engage. Lower the knees, thighs, pelvis, belly. Good. You can set the block off to the side. Take your arms down by your sides. Did we get in there a little bit? Good. Squeeze your hands into fists and punch down towards your feet. Squeeze the shoulder heads together. Inhale, lift your head, your chest. Exhale, lift your arms, your legs. You can point your toes, you can flex your feet, just do something. Squeeze your legs towards each other so you feel your inner thighs turn on. If that compresses the lower back, take them a little wide, a little low. Try to feel an even line of effort through the whole back of the body. Inhale, upper body lift, squeeze the shoulder blades together, punch your feet. Exhale, lower body lifts. Inhale. Exhale, one more breath, both ends out and up. Uplift yourself, be where you are, feel what you feel. Exhale, lower down and rest. And to rest, complete. 12s. Rest completely. Hands to the floor. Push up to hands and knees. Now this is where the blanket might be nice. You can take it and place it underneath your knees. And the blocks might be nice underneath your hands. It just slightly decreases the weight bearing through the upper body. So you curl your toes under. And think of the arms and the thigh bones here like pillars. Hands under the shoulders, knees underneath the hip joints. Nice, long, neutral spine with the toes tucked under. As you exhale, you're going to pull the toes down, draw the low belly, the pelvic floor in and up, and just hover your knees like an inch or 2 or maybe 3 above the floor. From the back of the heart, push down into the floor or the blocks. As you inhale, slowly lower the knees down simultaneously. It's not quite cat-cow. We're not rounding or back bending. Exhale to neutral spine, finding the stability first. Hover the knees. Feel the bottom of the exhale. Feel the connection from the back of the heart into the mid-core. Lower the knees. Inhale, you're long from head to tail. One more time. Exhale, pull the feet down. Draw the belly in and up. All right, lower the knees down. Inhale, come all the way up to a tall kneeling position. Strap might be nice here. As you exhale, you're going to take your strap between your hands behind your back. Now, if interlacing your hands is very accessible for you, you can go right into that. Little bend to the elbows. Yeah, so same thing that you were working on when you were belly down. You're going to draw the shoulder blades towards each other, draw the elbows towards each other. Lift your chest, slide your throat back. Tug the strap or your knuckles down towards your knees and back towards the wall behind you without flaring the ribs or jutting the head. A few more breaths here. Can you find expansion through the back ribs as you inhale? Good. One more breath. And release the strap. Hands can come to blocks or floor. Lift your knees, find that same connection to the deep core, and then angle back to downward facing dog. So if you've got the blanket there, feel free to fold it up and take it off to the side. Wait for the breath in, expand wide through the ribs. As you exhale, pull your hands towards your feet, slide forward into a high push-up position. Everything facing the floor lifts up away from it. Bend the elbows, low push-up position all the way to the floor. Point your toes, press into the feet, squeeze your bottom. Inhale, come up for air cobra dog. Drag your hands back towards your feet. Stay zipped up through the belly. Show the heart you're here for 3. Claw down through the fingertips. Pull your hands back towards your legs. Keep your legs alive. One more breath. Exhale, push down and forward, kind of like the inchworm. Roll over your knees, downward facing dog. Inhale, come to your tippy toes, lift your gaze. Exhale, bend the knees on empty. Walk your feet up to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. You can slide your hands up your shins or take them to blocks at high height. Exhale, fold, soften the knees as much as you'd like, pressing through the heel, the big toe ball mound, the pinky toe ball mound. Halfway lift again. Inhale, lengthen through pubic bone, navel, breastbone, throat. Reach out through the top of the head. Exhale, can you go a little longer, a little lower, over the legs, top of the head drips to the floor, Uttanasana, last one. Inhale. fold. Bend your knees. Reach your arms overhead. Find this lightning bolt shape. As you exhale, don't forget about the core connection we've been working on. Can you corset the ribs towards each other? Not to the point that you're rounding through the lower back, right? But find the connection of the pubic bone lifting up and the breastbone pulling down. Feel your legs. 3. Feel the space above the fingertips. 2. Charge up through the arms. Sit a little bit lower. 1. Inhale, come all the way to stand. Interlace all 10 fingers. Exhale, side bend up and over to the right. Squeeze your legs towards each other. Feeling as though you had the back of your head, your shoulder blades against a wall. Inhale, slide along the wall, back up through the middle, and then exhale up and over to the other side. Good. Next breath in, come through center. Exhale, hands together in front of the heart. Just connecting to that inner heart drum inside you. Maybe you bring your thumbs all the way against the breastbone. And just feel the rhythm of your breath and the beating of your own heart. Arms by your sides. Inhale, sit low, reach high. Arms can be forward of the ears, wide of the shoulders. Exhale, touch blocks or floor. Push the legs towards straight. Let the head be heavy to the floor. Inhale, halfway lift. And as you exhale, just walk back to downward facing dog. Okay. Inhale, sweep the right leg back and up. Lift from the inseam of your leg. You can point your toes. Exhale, carve the knee through the midline of the body. Pull your navel to your spine. Step your right foot up by your right thumb, low lunge. Inhale, reach the arms overhead, high lunge. Beginning of the exhale, touch the floor. Middle of the exhale, step it back. End of the exhale, low plank. Inhale, cobra dog or upward facing if you're ready. Squeeze the legs towards the center line as you exhale, push back to downward facing. Inhale, from the inner left leg, you reach your left leg back and up. Exhale, carve the knee through center. Quietly step the foot up by the left thumb. Use the whole in-breath to rise up, crescent lunge. Beginning of the exhale, touch down. Middle of the exhale, step it back to plank. End of the exhale, low plank. Inhale, cobra dog, upward facing. Stay zipped up through the belly. Exhale, inchworm your way back to downward facing. 3 slow breaths. Next inhale, inner right leg lifts to the sky. Lift your bottom ribs up away from the floor. Exhale, step that right foot in between your hands. Spin your back heel down. Take your right forearm onto your right thigh and your left hand behind your head. Press through the feet like 2 perfect footprints on your mat. And then just about 25-30% of your max effort, draw your legs towards each other until you feel your inner thighs engage. Yeah, from the back of the heart. Inhale, push your head back into your hands, and then the right lung turns up towards the ceiling. As you exhale, it's like a little bit of a twist. You're going to lift your belly and spin your left armpit towards your right knee. Pull the legs towards each other. Good. Inhale, head back into the hands, turn open. Spin your right lung to the sky. Exhale, squeeze your legs into the center line, lift your waistline, turn the left elbow in towards the right foot, broaden through the back body. One more time, inhale. Exhale, you'll take your left hand down. You can take it to a block at low height or to the floor, whatever height suits you. Spin your back heel up and then twist. Continue to twist to the right. Turn the left side of your belly to the right, reach your right arm to the sky. Just coming to whatever height suits you. Keeping some amount of that action of your legs pulling towards each other. Tack your right sitting bone in towards that back heel. Press out through the crown of the head and feel the space beyond the fingertips. You got a few more breaths here. Hold steady. The body is searching for stillness inside of these refinements, but you're moving the breath. On your next inhale, plant your right hand down, step your right foot back to high plank. Exhale, lower, or you can skip the low plank, go right back to downward facing dog.
Take a breath in between sides. Inhale, left leg lifts from the inseam of the leg. Lift your bottom ribs. Exhale, carve the knee through center. This time, step your foot right in between the hands. Spin the back heel down. Take your left forearm to your thigh, your right hand behind your head. And as you inhale, push your head into your hands. Turn your left lung to the ceiling. Exhale, pull your feet towards each other. Pull your waistline up and twist. Right armpit towards left knee. Inhale, head back, heart open. Good. Exhale. Draw the waistline up and twist, keeping the pelvis stable. One last time. So it's really requiring movement from the obliques. Exhale. This time as you twist, take your right fingertips to block or floor. Spin that right heel back up to the sky. Continue to twist to the left, left arm to the ceiling. Draw the legs towards each other. Extend up through the left fingertips. And as you wrap your left sitting bone in, can you get longer from head to right heel? Bottom of the exhale, when you're empty, you turn a little bit more. One more breath. Beautiful. Inhale, unwind, step it back to high plank. You can skip the chaturanga. Exhale, pike back to dog or lower. Inhale, cobra dog, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Okay, step your right foot through to lunge. Lower the back knee. Pad if you'd like. You can take a hand to blocks if you'd like inside your front leg. And then tip your sits bones back and up. Okay. So have that same feeling here of drawing the legs towards each other. Right? So instead of hanging forward on the hip flexors, you're kind of lifting through the thigh, drawing in. And then squeeze your left heel in towards your sitting bone. Reach back, catch what you can. And if you can't quite catch anything, your strap might be handy here. Yeah, and if it feels okay for you to come up onto your right thigh, you can do that. Maybe the right arm reaches up by the ear. It could be slightly forward of the ear, a little wide of the shoulder, just like we worked on earlier in fierce pose. 2 more breaths. Try to square the rib cage. So that actually requires a little bit of rotation. Spin your left ribs forward. Chin parallel to the floor. Good. 1 more breath. Inhale up. Lift yourself. Exhale. Touch the floor. Step back. Downward facing dog. Enjoy a breath in between sides. And then exhale. Step your left foot through to lunge. Lower the back knee. Take a moment maybe to walk your back knee a little further back to the foot of your mat. Tip your sits bones to the sky and draw the bones of the legs towards each other as if you're trying to crinkle up your mat between your front leg and your back leg. And then draw the heel to the sitting bone. Catch what you can. And maybe take your left hand onto your thigh. So the natural tendency will be for the right side of your body to turn open towards the brick wall. Try to find that. It's like a little bit of a twisting action to try to square off. As much as you're pulling your heel to the sitting bone, draw the sitting bone to the heel. Maybe you free your left arm. Chin parallel to the floor at least. You can start to tip back a little bit more, a few more breaths here. Breath moving in, down, and wide. Exhale, everything knitting back into the center. Next breath in, let that go. Exhale, step back, downward facing dog. Breathe here or ride your inhale through to high push-up position. Push the floor away, but as you exhale, bend the elbows, strong through the legs, strong through the glutes. Inhale, cobra dog, upward facing, strong through the core. Exhale, press the arms down and forward, draw your waistline up and back, downward facing dog. Bless you. Enjoy a breath in. As you exhale, step your right foot in between your hands. Now you can preemptively take your block and set it up at high height outside your right foot. Spin your back heel to the floor, and then unfurl your left arm to the sky. Now the bottom leg, the front leg, I want you to work your foot as if you were trying to spin open the lid of a mason jar. So you're dialing your heel forward towards your face as the knee presses back towards the block. Look down towards the block for a moment for balance. But as you do that, turn your right lung more to the sky. Hug both shoulder blades into the back of the heart. Inhale, start to push your right leg straight. Tack your right sitting bone in towards your left foot. If you feel like more blocks would be better or to go lower, please adjust if and as needed. Reaching through the limbs. One more breath here. Uplift yourself, stand tall. Exhale, rise. Use your whole in-breath to bend through the right knee. Find that corkscrew action through the leg. Exhale, sail up and back, reverse your warrior. Have that feeling of sliding the back of your head, your shoulder blades against a wall. Inhale, pinwheel your hands to the floor. You can take a second to step your block up to the other side. Exhale, step back to dog or step back and lower if you're looking for that sense of heat. Catch a breath between sides, slow down inside. Inhale. Exhale, step your left foot through between your hands. You can set your block up here. Spin the back heel to the earth. Unfurl your right arm to the sky. And as you dial your left foot open, dial your left knee back. Turn your left ribs towards the ceiling. Inhale, start to push that left leg, that front leg more straight. So it's the inner thigh and the outer thigh reaching with equal effort towards this back foot. Soften your face. From the back of the heart, feel your wingspan spread out through the top hand, down through the bottom hand. Maybe there are some uncomfortable sensations here that you're breathing through that you have the courage to just stay in for a couple more breaths. Ride your next inhale up to stand. Press the floor away, uplift yourself. Whole exhale to bend that left knee, warrior two, equal length through both sides of the waist. Turn left palm, elbow, armpit to the sky. Inhale, sail up and back. Good. Exhale, hands touch the floor. Now take a big step forward to the top of your mat and fold. Inhale all the way to stand. Reach your arms overhead. Exhale, hands together in front of the heart. So we're coming into a balancing pose. If you'd like a little bit of wall, you can take a second to move into that. Essentially, you'll step your feet all the way together, like you're on a balance beam or a tightrope, and then find that hugging into the center action. Can you find that same stack, throat over rib cage over pelvis, this connection to the center? Now you're going to bend both knees a little bit, right palm up, and then grab the inside of your right foot. Zip lock the inner thighs together, zip up through your belly, push your standing legs straight. Good. Take your left arm up slightly forward of the ear, slightly wide of the shoulder. Square the right ribs forward towards me. Good. And then as you inhale, kick your foot back and up into your hand. I'd like for you to imagine that you're pressing that left hand down against a table to keep your heart lifted. So as much as you're bowing your breastbone forward and up, you're kicking your foot back and up. Tiny bend to that right elbow. Chin parallel to the floor, slide your throat back, lift your heart up. Kick your foot back, try to square your pelvis, couple more breaths. I know the balancing is tricky. Inhale, stand tall. Exhale, release. Lovely. So it's a tiny little squat. Left palm up, catch the inside of your left foot. Zip lock the inner thighs, zip up through the belly, and then extend up through that right arm. Good. Straighten the standing leg. Keep everything pulling into the center. Right, that'll give you a truer sense of length through your front thigh. Kick back and up. And as your foot kicks back and up, resist the urge to let the whole thing get front heavy. Lift your heart forward and up. Chin parallel to the floor, gaze out over the horizon rather than down to the ground. Try to spin your left long forward towards me. Gorgeous. Couple more breaths. To wobble is to be alive. Inhale, stand tall. Exhale, release. Good. Separate your feet about sitting bone distance apart. So it's about one of your fist distance between your feet. Back to lightning bolt. Inhale, sit low, reach high. Exhale, hands together in front of the heart. Now keep your thumbs glued to your breastbone, and as you twist to your right, you're keeping them there. So you're really turning from the obliques. Take your left elbow to the inside of the left knee, or the top of the left knee. Reach both sits bones towards the back wall. Lengthen through both sides of the waist. Exhale, rotate. Now if there's an arm variation here that you'd enjoy, you can move into that. Try to press evenly through the front of the feet and the heels. 2, one more breath. Inhale, unwind, thumbs to the breastbone, stand tall. Exhale, right back down, twist to the other side. Right elbow to right knee, top or inside. Inhale, sits bones to the back wall, top of the head towards me. Exhale, spread the arms apart. 3 slow, controlled breaths here. Yeah, turn around your center. And from the heart, reach the arms apart. Next inhale, unwind, stand tall. Exhale, hinge from the hips, fold in half, and reach the floor. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bend the knees, come up to your tippy toes. Might not be the prettiest transition you've ever done. You're gonna plop down onto your bottom and roll all the way down onto your back. Good, and just keep your knees bent, your feet on the floor for a moment. Okay, draw the right knee into your chest, and then kick your right foot towards the ceiling. The leg does not need to be completely straight in order for this to be effective. Feather the toes and push up through the ball of your foot, kind of like you're trying to tiptoe on the ceiling. Okay, now interlace your hands together behind your head, and your left leg, you're gonna keep your left thigh bone at the angle that it's at. So as you exhale, curl the head and shoulders up so it's a crunch, and then you just kick your left leg straight. So it's about 45 degrees out from there, right? So the right foot is trying to reach to the ceiling, the left leg is sort of halfway between floor and ceiling. All right, and then you're gonna reach your arms to the pointers, roll up and twist to the outside of your right leg. Inhale, unwind through center, try to poke a hole in the ceiling. Exhale, twist to the right, cut to the outer right thigh. Inhale, poke a hole in the ceiling. Exhale, curl up and twist to the right. 2 more, inhale. Exhale, keep the left backside of the pelvis heavy. Last one. Exhale, pull yourself together, lift and twist. Inhale, hands behind your head, bend your knees and lower your feet to the floor. Good. Take a breath there. Exhale, left knee folds in towards your chest. So just find like a nice deep crease through the left hip and then extend your left foot towards the ceiling. Again, the leg does not need to be perfectly straight, but lively up the toes. Okay. Exhale, curl the head and shoulders up. Try to keep the 2 halves of the pelvis level on the floor. Curl up, curl up, curl up. That right leg long. Inhale, reach the arms to the ceiling, interlace first 3. Exhale, curl up and twist. Arms go outside the left leg, that's 5. Inhale, unwind. Exhale, curl up and rotate left for 4. Keep going with the breath. 3. 2. Last one. Curl up and twist 1. Good. Inhale, hands behind the head, bend your knees and drop your feet. Good. Draw the knees into your chest. Rock up to sit. Good. So have your feet to the floor where you would like them, like if you were going to do bridge. Now blocks underneath your hands is optional, kind of stacks the deck in your favor a little bit. Thumbs point towards your feet, the other fingers just fan out equally from there. As you inhale, you're gonna push down through the arms and legs, up, lift yourself upward facing table. You're gonna keep a tiny bend in the elbows and pull your hands in the direction of your feet. You'll just feel a little bit more opening and end engagement through the arms. Tongue on the roof of the mouth, jaw soft. So you're using everything in the back body to lift, support, and open the front body, like you're trying to show your heart to the clouds. 2 more breaths. And lower your pelvis to the floor. Good. Cross at the ankles. Come forward onto your hands and knees. And then if you'd like padding for your knees, you'll throw your blanket down. And take your strap. Oh, here, Matthew, you can have mine. So you'll have your strap in your right hand. And extend your right arm up to the ceiling. So the strap is dangling down by your right side. Yep, and then rotate your palm to face the back wall. Right. Bend the elbow. So the toes can be tucked or untucked here, whatever works for you. You'll bend the elbow, and then the left arm by your side, rotate the palm back. You'll bend the left elbow, kind of slide the back of your hand up your lower back, and grab the strap wherever feels, just like a little outside your comfort zone. Wrap your right elbow forward towards me. So rather than we'll point open to the brick wall, try to wrap it in, keep the armpit hollow, and then you just kind of crab walk the fingers a little closer together. Now, because of the positioning of the arms, right, the tendency is to get sort of thrown off center, the head or the ribs or the pelvis. So gently press the head back against your arms, draw the ribs towards each other as you try to open up through the shoulder complex. Couple more breaths here. Tongue on the roof of the mouth, jaw soft, chin parallel to the floor. So you've got your left hand on the strap. You'll just keep it there as you inhale, release through the arms. Exhale, switch, left arm by your side. Bend the elbow, back of the right hand at the sacrum, and slide it up, and just grab it wherever feels good for you. Wrap your left elbow to point forward towards me. Gently press your head back against your arms. So you're trying to stack the throat, the rib cage, and the pelvis. A little bit of hugging the legs towards each other, just so you feel some tone through the inner thighs. Equal length through both sides of the waist. And the strap can be in either hand. Inhale, release up through the left arm, down through the right. Exhale, release. Good. So you can walk back onto your knees. Move the blanket off to the side unless you like it underneath you for prone back bends. You'll lay face down, bend your knees, and reach back for your feet. Now, press your feet away from one another. It's kind of like out to the sides, but hug your legs, your knees towards each other. So your inner thighs fire up, spread your toes, and find a tiny bend through the elbows. Keep the face soft, the back of the neck long. Stay low for the inhale. Breathe into the whole back of the body. Exhale, pull in through your center, through your core. Kick your feet back and lift your chest up. And as you inhale, you'll lower slightly, just slightly. Squeeze through the buttock. Exhale, kick your feet back towards the back wall, up to the ceiling, peel your chest off the floor. Inhale, lower slightly from there. Exhale, kick back and up a little bit higher than you did before. We have one more. Inhale, slightly lower. Feather the toes, hug the legs in. Exhale, kick back and up. Feel the heart and let it go. Stack your hands underneath your chin or your forehead and rest. Feel your heart beat against the ground. Feel the weight of your body soften into the floor. And then please roll over onto your back. So if it influences your decision at all, please know that we're just doing one. So the offering is bridge pose or pressing all the way up to facing bow. And if you're either way, you'll separate your feet about hips distance apart. You're going to find that downward press through the heels and that squeeze through the buttocks. And then tip your pubic bones slightly more towards the floor. So you're actually deepening the curve of the lower back. I know that might seem counterintuitive. All right, so for bridge pose, you just push through the feet, lift your pelvis up, and then if you'd like to, you can work your hands towards each other underneath you for a clasp. If you're going for upward facing bow, you'll bend the elbows and bring your hands to the floor as wide as your mat in the same line as your ears. Now wrap your elbows up towards the ceiling and lift your chest and press your shoulders and head back. Take a breath in. Exhale, find that connection to the core, and then on your next inhale, uplift yourself. Push the floor away. Now this is going to be like Survivor. Just stay for as long as you want to stay. Take as many calm, even breaths. And once you start to feel like you're hitting your edge, take one more breath and then come down. And once you've come down, you'll take your feet as wide apart as your mat. Knock your knees in against each other and just rest your hands on your bottom ribs. Just notice the effects of that last pose to your physical body, your energy body, your emotional body. With care, roll all the way over onto your side and press yourself up to sit. So you'll take your blanket, and now we'll be facing the long side of our mat. Let's turn to face the brick. Now the beauty of the blanket is that you can give yourself more height or less height. I like an accordion fold. So you're going to take the accordion fold to the back edge of your mat, sit up on that. So you want to give yourself like a little bit of a throne, and then extend the legs out about 90 degrees to like the front corners of your mat, right? And so you can turn to face this right side brick wall. Yep. And press the sitting bones down. Nice. Now take your right hand on top of your right thigh, and like we did earlier, you want your knees and toes pointing up. So there's like a slight inward spinning of your legs. Slide your right hand along the top of your right leg towards your ankle, towards your foot, and sweep the left arm over ear. Keep the left sitting bone anchored. And try to stay in the center. The tendency here will be to like throw the head as if you were sliding the back of your body along a wall. Slow breath in. Slow breath out. Just returning to that even, calm, relaxed breath, expanding as the breath flows in, and feeling that narrowing back into the center as the breath flows out. 2 more. Sweep the arm across the horizon. Inhale, come up through center. Exhale, slide the left hand along the top of the left leg and sweep the right arm over ear. Just as we did for triangle pose, there's that little bit of turning your left ribs towards the sky. Lift the chin up off the chest. Anchor the right sitting bone and breathe. And spin your palm in towards the floor. Feel the space beyond the fingertips. 3 more slow breaths. Sweep the arm across the horizon, come up through center. Yogi's choice, legs symmetrical, you can stay as you are. You can bring the feet together, the knees apart. That's going to get more into the hips, like a little bit more of like a pigeon pose, like opening through the side seat. Having both legs extended out in front of you is going to be a little bit more through the back line of the legs. So A, B, or C, right? So choose what feels like the right kind of medicine for you. Typically the one that you're a little more adverse to, right? So like if your hips are really tight, feet together, knees apart. If it's more the inner legs you need to invite length to, you'll keep your legs wide. Down we go, bowing the head to the heart, bowing the thinking mind down into the delta of the body.
Inviting the exhales to become a little longer than the inhales. Maybe inhale for a count of 3 or so. Exhale. And so just as the nurse can be a bridge between the patient and the doctors, or the patient and the patient's family, right? The breath is the bridge between the mental body and the physical body. And slowing the breath down in this way signals your whole system to downshift. One more long exhale. And walk your hands back, come up to sit. And turn around, feet face the back wall. Make yourself as comfortable as possible. If you want to use your blanket to cover yourself or like a little pillow under your head, and lie down onto your back. Just doing whatever is necessary to make yourself as comfortable as possible. Take a moment to invite yourself to settle into the stillness. Knowing that the work is done, right? You've showed up, you've done the best that you can do, and now it's time to step back and let go. Inviting the muscles to soften from the bones. So there's this sense of the front of your body dropping down into the back of your body. The left leg falling heavy and further open to the left. And now the right leg falling heavy and further open to the right. Feeling the weight of the arms dropping back into the ground. Feeling the eyes fall back in their sockets, the front of the brain fall back away from the forehead. Feeling your belly soft and your torso heavy. Feeling the whole body at ease, still and supported by the earth. Inviting layers and layers of softening inside. Soften behind the eyes, inside the ears. Soften the root of the tongue and the back of the throat, and feel that wave of softness travel inward and downward to the heart, to the viscera, to the organs inside. Inviting a sense of ease, of deep peace, of well-being into your whole body. Wishing that for yourself and others. As you feel your underlying connection to all things great and small. without changing anything. Just welcome your awareness back into the room. Noticing the sounds around you, the music, the bird song, maybe the sound of your own breath. Just taking a fuller inhale. Gentle pause at the top. So you hold your breath in and up, but can you stay just as relaxed in your physical body? And then inhale a little more, like you're topping off with breath. Hold. Exhale. Again, one at a time, bend your knees, ground your feet. Roll onto your side and up to any seated posture of your choice. And bring the hands together at your heart center, connecting to your heart space, your midline. And with gratitude, as you bow down to your heart, I bow to you. Thank you so much for being here, for your effort. We love our nurses. Thank you. See you next time. Thank you for those who are online. The replay will be sent out